our own values.
Well, there's no conflict in the taking the spiritual dimension of possessiveness. There is no conflict. You'd have a material idea of possessiveness, guaranteed there's going to be conflict. But in the spiritual realm, let's say the possessiveness of the gopas and the possessiveness of the gopis, and then amongst the gopis, the different sense of possessiveness is not in conflict. Now, even when it comes to the left wing and right wing gopis, for example, it looks like conflict, but it's an intensification of feelings of love for Krishna. That's what's happening. So it intensifies the sense of possessiveness. It's not the conflict that this person is asking sounds like the material kind of possessiveness and conflict with someone else's service. In our realm, we're not very advanced devotees, so we must, it's enjoined for us to be respectful of others' devotion. We don't trample on others' devotion. You may bring your devotion internal, you may not also, but depending upon the mood and the purpose of another devotee. So we don't avoid conflict, we just don't create it. But that's a cultured person acts that way. A non-cultured person is brash and does whatever. Devotee, non-devotee.
Without knowing about Lord Krishna enough, how will someone engage in unalloyed devotion? Is that inspirational or aspirational goal?
Again, there are stages of bhakti, and like the example that was given in the commentary, we heard about Arjun's not knowing. Now, Arjun's not knowing had to do with his intensity of love. Because of his intensity of love, there was a sweetness in their exchange, and he wasn't conscious of nor acting upon the standard of who Krishna is. But it was eclipsed by his intensity of love. So now there's different levels of bhakti. So let's come down a little bit to us, and amongst the sadhakas, there are different levels of understanding Krishna. There's different levels of possessing spiritual quality, like tolerance and simplicity and truthfulness and so on. There's degrees of all of that. So the question is very broad, and my answer is depends on the level of devotion, genuine, non-deceptive devotion to Krishna that we have. Depending upon that, then you can answer, the question can be answered or responded to. How do we see and how do we act according to the relative position of ourselves and others around us? It requires a refined consciousness. Krishna will guide one who wants to please him. That's it? Anything else in the room? Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki?
Jai.
Jai.